Hi, how are you today? I hope you're doing well. Please review today's news segments, and then we'll get started.
This is VOA News. I'm Marissa Melton. The New York Times is quoting Biden administration officials as saying classified war documents detailing secret American and NATO plans for building up the Ukrainian military were posted this week on social media channels. The Times said the Pentagon is investigating the source of the leak. Documents appeared on Twitter and on Telegram, which is popular in Russia. Military analysts said the documents appear to have been modified to overstate American estimates of Ukrainian war dead and underestimate the number of Russian troops killed. The alterations could be an attempt at disinformation, according to analysts who spoke to the Times. But the disclosures, including photos of charts laying out weapons deliveries and troop and battalion strengths, represent a significant intelligence breach. U.S. consular officials are hoping soon to visit a Wall Street Journal reporter who's being detained in Russia. AP correspondent Donna Warder has more.
A Russian Foreign Ministry spokeswoman said Wednesday that the request for American officials to visit reporter Evan Gershkovich is being considered, but she gave no indication of when a decision would be made. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken said that once the U.S. formally designates Gershkovich as wrongly being detained, the State Department can then start negotiating for his release.
In my own mind, there's no doubt that he's being wrongfully detained by Russia, which is exactly what I said to Foreign Minister Lavrov when I spoke to him over the weekend.
Gershkovich, who Russia accuses of being a spy, was arrested last week. Donna Warder, Washington.
Officials in Japan say search and rescue efforts continue for a military helicopter with 10 people on board that disappeared from radar and is presumed to have crashed Thursday while on a surveillance mission near Taiwan. VOA News. Explosions were heard in Gaza just after midnight as warplanes roared overhead, according to a Reuters witness, shortly after Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu promised a strong response to rockets fired at Israel late on Thursday. Hamas media said several airstrikes had been carried out in the blockaded coastal enclave. Earlier Thursday, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said his government would act assertively in response to a volley of rocket attacks on Israel. Rockets were fired from Lebanon into Israel Thursday and answered by a burst of cross-border artillery fire. This amid escalating tension following Israeli police raids on the Al-Aqsa Mosque in Jerusalem. U.S. House Republicans have subpoenaed a former Manhattan prosecutor who quit last year while leading a criminal probe into Donald Trump. AP Washington correspondent Sagar Meghani.
The subpoena comes 2 days after Trump was charged with 34 felonies. House Judiciary Committee Chair Jim Jordan has ordered Mark Pomerantz to testify by month's end. The latest escalation as the GOP probes Pomerantz's former boss, Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg. Pomerantz refused to voluntarily cooperate, citing the ongoing probe. Jordan says Pomerantz is uniquely situated to give the panel relevant information about the investigation he led before leaving the office last year in a clash over the investigation's direction. Sagar Meghani, Washington.
The alarming rise in planet-warming gases is led by methane. AP correspondent Shelley Adler has more.
Methane in the atmosphere had its fourth highest annual increase last year. That's according to a report by the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. And the agency called the overall rise in planet-warming greenhouse gases, quote, alarming. Although carbon dioxide typically gets more attention for its role in climate change, scientists are especially concerned about methane because it traps about 87 times more heat than carbon dioxide on a 20-year timescale. Scientists continue to discover that methane emissions from both the fossil fuels industry and the environment are largely underestimated. I'm Shelley Adler.
A German government spokesperson said Thursday that Germany and France are joining the European Union Commission's infringement proceedings against Hungary over its anti-LGBT law. The European Commission referred Hungary to the Court of Justice of the EU in mid-2022 over the law which bans the use of materials seen as promoting homosexuality and gender change in schools. Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orban has touted the new law as protecting children. From Washington, I'm Marissa Melton, VOA News.
Thank you for watching. Can you do me a favor? Please leave a comment in the comment section below. That would really help. Thank you, and see you again soon.